Hey everyone, Rob the Backyard Gardener here, and I am starting a new container grown corn series this year. I have a little clip from my backyard garden update, which I'll include at the beginning of this, since I want to keep you informed on how the progress of these corn seedlings that you see right here are doing. There are a couple things that you'll want to know if you're going to try growing sweet corn or any corn in containers. First and foremost, corn demands a lot of water. So you need to make sure you're watering it very frequently. The second thing you want to make sure you do with corn is it's a heavy feeder. So you must make sure that the soil that you're using is amended with enough nutrients, namely nitrogen, so that the corn can have enough of the nutrients it needs to produce thicker, fatter, healthier stalks to give you at least a couple of ears per stalk. Another thing to remember is that corn needs sufficient drainage. So when you're planting in pots, you'll need to make sure the pots have sufficient amount of drainage holes to ensure that the soil stays moist, but yet drains well. Another concern with corn is the pests. Now, you can have the earworms that will eat your ears of corn before you can even harvest them. Terrible. So you got to keep a close eye on the ears as they're developing. But even before then, if you look inside your corn here, the corn borers like to get inside this little area right here, and they will literally eat your stalks out from the inside out. Corn borers are no jokes, guys. So you'll need to keep a close eye on your corn. I recommend checking it at least every other day for any of those pests. The good news is the corn borers hate soapy water. So all you got to do is spray a little soapy water down that center of the chute here, and they'll get the heck out of there. Finally, because they need a lot of water, good drainage, and they're heavy feeders of nitrogen, you'll definitely want to make sure that they get enough sun. Corn requires at least 8 to 10 hours of direct sunlight a day. So what I plan on doing is taking you through the first video and then doing a little scene right here, and we'll keep you informed every 1 or 2 weeks on their progress. I've got some golden bantam corn growing in these containers. I sowed the seeds on April 9th. The first clips from April 16th, 7 days after I sowed them, and they were germinated and sprouted. And today is April 26th, so let's check in on their progress. But I am growing them in containers again this year, and I wanted to show you that. So 5 of the 6 came up in this container. The one back there didn't come up. All 6 came up in this container. Nice looking little seedlings right here. And then 5 of the 6 came up in here as well, but I don't know what's going on with this one. It's not looking too good. It's yellow, so probably gonna die here in a second. And it looks like maybe, oh, there it is. So it looks like most of those came up as well. So I'm super excited to see how the sweet corn grown in container series this year does. Okay, so the video you just watched happened on April 16th, and that was about 7 days after I sowed the seeds in these containers. They were about a week old at the time I showed you. They sprouted really fast, which I love about growing corn in containers, because the containers heat up, and in the Texas sun, the black containers help a lot. Here we are now on April 26th. It's been 10 days since the last update. You can see that the corn seedlings are doing pretty well. I've put just a couple protective pieces here because the wind around here gets pretty extensive, and these will keep the stalks from bending over and breaking. Another container here with even more seedlings. They're probably about, I'll put my hand next to it. So they're probably about 8 to 10 inches tall on some of them. Obviously there's a few others that aren't doing as well. And then on this container, same thing. These are not as tall. These are about 6 to 8 inches, and they had some wind damage. And that one albino, I'll call it albino because it's colorless, corn seedling, it's actually still growing. I will get these as part of my weekly updates, or at least bi-weekly updates at worst case, and keep you guys informed on how they do throughout this growing season. you'll recall I have a few other series of container grown corn, one from 2015 which produced just a few ears, and then 2016 was a terrible year for corn for me. Between the pests, the caterpillars eating away at the corn, I didn't even get them to produce any viable ears. They did produce the pollen stalks and they did produce some ears, but they never got pollinated. They never were healthy enough to even produce corn. So there you have it, everyone. The 2017 Corn Grown in Container series is now underway officially. They are at about 17 days since I've sown the seeds. Like I said, I'll give you updates at least every 2 weeks, maybe weekly if we have anything happening. And I'm really hoping that some of this golden bantam corn produces some viable ears this year. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, put them down below. If you're growing any corn in containers, please let me know what varieties you have chosen for this year. As always, thanks for watching and have a nice day.